fatherless kids. In the kitchen, my mother cooks us beans with tortilla chips. And then I told her that one day I would be back. Now I'm 21 and life's so fun and I still work for check. We're just trying to pay the rent. We're just trying to keep the lights on. We're just trying to help a friend. We're just trying to keep our heads up.
Welcome back to Gamer Sanctuary, Fresh Coast 40K fans. We're going to try to do a doubleheader today, Fantasy and 40K. Muggins and I are getting in our game for the Great Lakes Warhammer League. We've got my Lizardmen versus his Beastmen. I'm just going to take a shot after we get everything deployed, and I'll tell you what's in the units then. Alright, we're going to take a look and see what I'm bringing today. It's exactly the same list. I'm not changing anything up. Unit of 20 Temple Guard, Magic Banner, Magic Weapon, with the Slan Mage Priest with tons of goodies, 495 point Lord Choice. Max at 500 points for the Great Lakes Warhammer League, by the way. I do have a unit of 8 Cold One Riders. Magic Banner in there as well. I have 12 Skinks, screening them in front. On the other side, I have a similar setup, 12 Skinks and 2 Jungle Swarms, 39 Saurus Warriors. I couldn't get that 40th in there because it would have taken that unit over 500 points. And then Stegodon with a Skink Priest on it. Lore of the Heavens, of course, with him. He has Lore of the Light, Lore of Light with all the powers. Lore of the Heavens, and a couple other magic goodies, but due to the rules of fantasy, we're not going to go over what they are completely here in the video. I'll put them on in some captions below. All right, let's take a look and see what Mike brought for his Beastmen. All right, let's take a look at Mike's Anatomically Correct Beastmen. Go ahead, tell us what you got here in the middle.
So I just wanted to explain one quick tactic that's used in fantasy. It's kind of like a meta tactic. Josh had a lot of big units, as you saw, and he deployed them. I had a lot of onesie, twosie units that I could put out. In fantasy, they call that chaff, and I think it's a British term. Cheap units that you can drop so that the opponent has to drop their unit, their big units.
Yeah, because for those of you guys who don't know how deployment works in fantasy, you take turns deploying one unit at a time.
Mm-hmm. So I was able to deploy most of my chaff before I had to deploy even my big units.
Which is kind of why I'm split up between these two halves here. I have this giant piece of terrain in the middle too.
Because it's not like 40K where you can just move a unit super fast across the board. It takes time.
Yep.
So. In the middle I have anchoring my Vestigore with my General and my BSB. And that's really important because they project a 12-inch cloud around each one of them of leadership and rerollable leadership tests. I have my Shaman and his Ungor Bunker. It's really just there for him to throw spells out at the enemy. The Gore on the right flank will chop up pretty much anything really nicely. Level 1 Shaman with the Herd Stone. She's going to try to buff my units with beast spells. And then I have 3 Razor Gores and a Tusk Gore Chariot. They're really just missiles. You send them at a unit and hope they do something. Minotaur, again, they're very expensive, but they hopefully will do something as well. They've done pretty well in the Great Lakes Warhammer League. And then Harpies I'm using for the first time, I believe. I'll put in the comments section what models these are, but they're from a different company. They're not Games Workshop, but I have not used them before, and they're really out there just to take a charge.
Yeah, Mike's got a couple of really nice looking models from some alternate miniatures companies. So check out. He's done a couple posts on the forums in the past about them. So yeah, if you're really interested in them, check them out. We'll try to put some close-up pics on the forums as well. All right, so we're gonna get started with turn 1. What was the mission? It was just battle line. So it's just straight up run forward and kill each other mission. And I have the first turn. All right, top of turn 1, I went first. My entire army marched forward. Everything went as fast as they could. I wheeled the Temple Guard and the Cold Ones to kind of get a better position for the next couple turns. And Magic Phase, I dropped, let's see, what was it? I dropped the Net of Amantok on the Chariot, so it's going to have to roll a strength test to move after or when it moves or take some wounds. But the big success was over here with the Skink Priest. He shot Chain Lightning into that group of Gores. I only took out 1 from there, but then it proceeded to literally jump to every single unit in Mike's army. I took out 1, I think 3 2. I killed all 3 of the Tuskors in front. Put a couple wounds on the chariot. Took out a Minotaur and took out some more wounds on another one and one of the Harpies. A pretty devastating use of that spell. And yeah, Mike did try to dispel it, but he fell short by 1. And that's the way my magic phase seems to work. The Slann either fails his test or rolls just what he needs, and the Skink rolls really high, making it really difficult to dispel his spells. But I have no shooting and no combat to resolve, so we're going to move into Mike's turn 1. All right, Mike is kind of clustered up in the middle here. He tried to charge my Temple Guard with the chariot and failed, and they kind of bottlenecked the Minotaurs. And everything else just moved forward. He did manage to get off both the spells he cast. Wild Form on these guys to give them a +1 strength, +1 toughness, and Occam's Mind Razor on them to make them strength 7, you said? Or no, strength 6. Strength 6, okay. Yeah, so it's going to be a herdy thing if they get to me, but let's see if I can't... Oh, did I? Oh, that's right. I dispelled Wild Form. Yeah, I got lucky. All right, so we're going to move now into turn 2. All right, top of turn 2, my Jungle Swarms failed their charge way back here and didn't get out of the way in time for my Lizardmen to complete their charge here. So that kind of got roadblocked. Everything else advanced. The Skinks ran up, killed a handful of the Gores back there. My Temple Guard did manage to get the charge off against the Gore unit here, but Occam's Mind Razor was nasty. It took out 6 of my guys. I killed 9 in return. I did win the combat, but because of all the ranks and being so close to the general and the battle standard bearer, excuse me, Mike managed to stay, but he did need to roll an 11 and a 10 to do it, so he got a little lucky there. Over here, these Skinks took off a couple wounds on the Minotaurs, and the Cold One Riders finished off the Harpies. So we're going to move now into bottom of 2. Bottom of turn 2, the Chariot charged into the Skinks, and because of their higher initiative, the Skinks actually went first. Managed to do a whole lot of poison wounds to it and kill the Chariot. Minotaurs charged into the Temple Guard, and the ongoing fight here took out another 5 of the Temple Guard, but because they're stubborn, they made the leadership test pretty easily. Over here, that squad of Gores took out the Skinks here, but they lost, I think, another 5. My Skinks actually taking their points out today. And back over here, I managed to lose combat by only 2. I did a good job hitting the Beastigore herd. So, but I did manage to make my leadership test, and again, we're still good. Just reformed to get more guys in contact. Big problem I have is that squad is kind of stuck here doing not much. Regiment, excuse me. So we got to figure out where I'm going to go with them. Maybe I can try to squeeze them in behind the Slann and hit that Beastigore herd in the side. All right, we're going to move into turn 3. All right, top of 3, things aren't turning out too well. I wheeled my Cold Ones in there to assault that Beastigore herd, who did so many wounds to my Lizardmen. I needed to roll double 1s to stay in place. I rolled a 3, then re-rolled it with my Battle Standard Bearer, got a 4. So they were routed and then run down. But they're kind of out of position now. Over here, my Swarms got eaten alive, but the Stegodon did all right. Managed to kill a whole bunch of those guys. Still lost combat, but he's still stubborn too. They managed to do 3 wounds to him though, so that was impressive. Lots of 6s, and I rolled lots of 1s and 2s for the armor save. And this combat here continues to keep going. He's wearing me down pretty well. I charged the Skinks in here to try to give him a hand. Did manage to do a couple of moves to the Minotaurs, which helped. But the Skinks broke. The Temple Guard stayed because they are stubborn. So we're going to move into bottom of 3 and see what Mike is going to do back. All right, bottom of 3. The Temple Guard are still holding out. We actually tied combat this time. The Ungor herd, or excuse me, the Beastigore herd turned around and is getting ready to jump back in here. Mike decided to direct all his attacks. The Skink crew, not realizing that they had a 2-up armor save because they were on the Stegodon, managed to only kill 1 of them. And I killed a bunch back, but he made his leadership test with an impressive 3. So that combat's still going. His wizard, his level 4 wizard, is stupid from the banner on my Temple Guard, which is awesome. And he rolled 1-6, which I got rid of with Becalming Cognition from my Slann. So we're still holding in there. It's not looking good. I don't have a whole lot of models left. But let's see if I can actually get these stupid Cold Ones into combat. All right, here we are at the bottom of turn. I'm sorry, this is the top of turn 4. I charged my Cold Ones in disastrously. Tried to get off some Lore of Light shenanigans to give myself initiative and extra attacks. felt badly, and the strength 7 great weapons coming back just killed me. However, he rolled double 1, so he's fine for his leadership test. He's going to tie him up a little bit. Back over here, that combat continues to wear down. My Stegodon apparently doesn't get any rank bonuses for being a giant Triceratops, so Mike has been stubborn the whole time over there. And back over here, the Temple Guard finally all died, but the Slann is immune to non-magical attacks, and Mike has no magic weapons in those 2 units, so they're just going to slap fight there, and he's going to make me make leadership tests every round to lose the combat and try to sweeping advance me. But that's about all we have. We're going to move into the bottom of turn 4, and hopefully Mike will be able to finish me off, so I'm going to get a 40k game in here now. All right, bottom of 4, Mike finished off the last of the cold ones. I actually managed to kill one of the Ungors with my Slann and made the leadership test, so he's holding them up. And back here, the Stegodon managed to thunderstomp some more of the Gors, and then broke them and ran them down. So, and I dispelled Occam's Mind Razor. Yeah, it was the only thing I can do. The Slann has been great at dispelling. He can't roll anything but 2s and 3s when he's casting his own spells, but he's been really good at keeping Mike from doing anything either. Magic Phase has been really just a big dud. But let's see if we can change that this turn, because I have a grand total of 2 models on the board for turn 5. All right, we just wrapped turn 5 up in one clip here. My Stegodon advanced and turned, and I tried to cast a whole lot of spells on his Sorcerer, and then back here on the Beastigor herd, and didn't do a whole lot. Took a wound off the Sorcerer, and that was all. Back here, though, the Slann is just staking put. He's not doing anything. In Mike's turn, though, the Beastigor herd failed their charge, and then his Sorcerer miscast, got a spell off, managed to kill my Skink Priest with the, Pit of Shades, and then everything else actually passed their initiative test, including the Stegodon. That was pretty impressive. But it's not looking good for me. So we're going to go into turn 6 because the league says you go to turn 6. All right, we did turn 6 all in one go too. I only had 2 models, so it was going to be super fast. My turn, all I did was manage to get fast protection up on the Slann to give him a little bit more survivability. But, Primal Fear sucks. When Mike charged in with his general, he got to reroll everything, hit. He got Occam's Mind Razor off too, gave him strength 10. And my general took a single wound. The Slann took a single wound from his Beast Lord, and because of all the extra rank bonuses, standards, and charging my flank, I needed to roll a double 1 to stay in the battle, and I rolled a 3 on my reroll, so the general got run down, and that's it. So I have the Stegodon left versus a whole lot of Beastmen. Yeah, everyone keeps telling me the Slann is the best wizard out there, but he's just not pulling his weight for me. So I got one more game left in this league, and then I'm going to start experimenting with other forms of generalship in the Lizardmen army, I think, or maybe just tweak my Slann a little bit for the next for any non-league games. But thanks again for tuning in. It doesn't look like I'm actually going to get that 40k game in. It's 7:20. I think everybody here in the club. Just do a quick pan. I think everybody here has actually got games going on, so I'm out of luck tonight, it looks like, so I'm just going to be hanging out. Thanks again for watching.